Titanic of the skies. The untold story of Air France 447. When Flight AF 447 vanished into the black Atlantic night without a single distress call, the world was left in silence and shock. How does a modern Airbus A330, equipped with cutting-edge technology and experienced crew, disappear from the sky, leaving behind no trace but a digital whisper and 228 souls lost in the deep? This is not just the story of a doomed flight. It's the story of a battle in the cockpit, of human vulnerability, and a chilling chain of mistakes that even the smartest minds never saw coming, until it was too late. The calm before the storm. June 1, 2009, Flight AF 447 took off from Rio de Janeiro en route to Paris. The passengers were a tapestry of stories: newlyweds, business executives, families on vacation, children asleep with toys still in their arms. In the cockpit were three pilots: Captain Marc Dubois, a 58-year-old veteran nearing retirement; First Officer Pierre-Cedric Bonin, 32, energetic and bright but relatively inexperienced; and Relief Pilot David Robert, 37, confident and by the book. The aircraft, an Airbus A330, climbed smoothly through the humid night air. The flight was calm, uneventful. Laughter echoed faintly from the galley. Seatbelt signs were off. And up ahead, a thunderstorm was building, silently, invisibly, like a beast waiting in the dark. At 2:10 a.m., the aircraft entered a region of high-altitude thunderstorms over the equatorial Atlantic, the infamous Intertropical Convergence Zone. Known for violent updrafts and supercooled water droplets, it was a storm that no radar could fully interpret. Without warning, the pitot tubes, small sensors that measure airspeed, iced over. And in that moment, the system failed. The autopilot disconnected. Alarms blared. "What's going on?" Bonin said, panic rising in his voice. "We lost the speed indicators," Captain Dubois muttered, leaning forward. Bonin, now in control, pulled back on the stick instinctively, climbing the aircraft into a dangerous stall. But no one realized it. The plane was no longer flying. It was falling, gently at first, then faster. The relief pilot re-entered the cockpit, summoned by the alarms. Confusion reigned. Bonin: "I've been pulling back the whole time." Robert: "No, no, no. Don't climb." Dubois: "Pitch down. Level the wings." But it was too late. The aircraft's nose remained stubbornly high, bleeding airspeed. The stall warning blared and fell silent, only to return, cryptic and inconsistent. Bonin didn't understand. Neither did Robert. And Dubois, the most senior, was out of the loop for the crucial initial seconds. No one realized they were in a full stall. And in the dim glow of the cockpit, three experienced men argued, hesitated, misunderstood, while 228 lives hung in the balance. A silent descent. Flight attendants noticed the shift. The cabin trembled unnaturally. Passengers stirred. A mother clutched her child, looking toward the rear of the aircraft. An elderly man gripped his armrest, staring out into the black void where lightning danced silently in the distance. There were no announcements. No screams. Just the quiet hum of engines, masking the deadly truth. They were falling, at 10,000 feet per minute. The final seconds. At 2:14 a.m., the aircraft was plummeting through 20,000 feet. The stall warning returned for the final time. Dubois shouted, "Climb, climb, climb, no, no, descent." But Bonin, panicked beyond reason, still pulled back, an instinct no simulator had ever trained him to overcome. Robert leaned forward. "We're going to crash. This can't be happening." Then silence. 2:14 and 28 seconds Universal Time Coordinated, impact. The Atlantic swallowed Flight AF 447 whole. No explosion. No debris field. Just 228 souls, gone. A haunting mystery. For 2 years, the world searched. Debris washed up on Brazilian shores. The black boxes lay hidden on the ocean floor, 13,000 feet below. Families were left in limbo. Conspiracy theories flourished. Was it a bomb? A rogue missile? A hijacking? The answer was simpler, and far more chilling. When the flight recorders were recovered in 2011, investigators listened in horror. The aircraft had been perfectly flyable for much of the descent. But human error, confusion, and lack of training in manual high-altitude stalls had doomed them all. It wasn't a mechanical failure. It was a human one. A Titanic paradox. AF-447 became a modern-day Titanic, not just for the tragedy, but for the illusion of invincibility. In an age of advanced technology, with automated systems, AI, and data redundancy, a simple ice blockage had triggered a cascade of confusion and fatal decisions. 3 men, isolated above the clouds, faced a crisis they never expected. But this wasn't a story of villainy. Bonin had a pregnant wife waiting in Paris. Du Bois had flown for over 11,000 hours. Robert had logged thousands of simulator hours. They weren't incompetent, just unprepared for this one rare scenario. And that's what made it terrifying. Because it could happen again. Lessons carved in black water. In the aftermath, aviation changed. Pilots around the world underwent new stall recovery training. Airbus modified systems. Airlines rewrote manuals. And the families, 32 nationalities united in grief, built a memorial in France, facing west across the sea. But even now, some nights, over the equator, pilots dim their lights and glance at the radar, knowing what lies hidden in the clouds. The legacy of AF-447 is not just its tragedy, but its warning. Even the titans of the sky can fall, if those who fly them forget that machines are only as strong as the humans behind the controls.